Iran's been holding a state funeral for top military commanders and nuclear scientists killed during the conflict with Israel. Thousands of people have gathered in central Tehran for the procession. Coffins of Revolutionary Guard generals bearing their portraits draped in Iranian flags have been moving through large crowds. They include some of the women and children killed in Israel's attacks. Similar processions are taking place in other parts of the country. Iran says 627 people were killed during the conflict. Tohid Asadi has been at those processions.
Iran is mourning today. Tens of thousands of people have gathered to attend the funeral of Iranian military officials, top nuclear scientists, and the very ordinary citizens who lost their lives as a result of Israeli strikes. The assassinations mark one of the most tragic incidents of the country over the past decades. With hundreds killed and thousands injured, among whom many civilians, the strikes have left deep scars for the nation. The atmosphere here is heavy with grief and defiance. Mourners chant against Israel and the United States. The ceasefire may have stopped the war, but public sentiment shows that deeply rooted hostility remains, even higher than before.
Let the US and UK know this. We will sacrifice every last drop of our blood for our leader and for his honor. They can't do a damn thing. All these martyrs stand behind us. We will give every last drop of our blood for our leader, our father, Sayyid Ali Khamenei.
As the procession moves, emotions run deep. For many here, today is about honoring the assassinated countrymen. But beyond grief, what remains is the fundamental question that what war has changed and what it means for Iran when it comes to its path forward. Tohid Asadi, Al Jazeera, Tehran.
Fateme Karimkhan is an Iranian journalist. She's joining us from Tehran. Very good to have you with us on Al Jazeera. So Iran's leadership is maintaining that Israel and the US were forced into a ceasefire agreement, yet we've seen coffins being carried through the streets of major cities in Iran. What is the mood amongst the people in Iran right now?
Thank you for having me. I was in the funeral this morning, and what I can say is there is a sensible grief and fear and anger between people, which is palpable. Actually, you can see it in the people's face. You can hear from the people's voice that they are angry, they are frustrated over what just had happened during these 12 days of war. There is families who lost over 10-12 of their members, and people are showing their sympathy for them, not just for those who are part of military, but also for civilians, for those who were just has to happen to be around those scientists or military figures, or just was sleeping inside their homes. There were pictures of children young as 6-7 months year old and other civilians between people.
We must remember, of course, that prior to the attacks both by Israel and by the United States in Iran, there were negotiations going on between the United States and Iran over Iran's nuclear program. Donald Trump, President of the United States, is very keen that those talks should start again. Do you think that the people of Iran would get behind their leadership if the leadership decided to get involved in more negotiations?
Actually, yes, I believe that people will support another round of negotiation. We have to consider that, of course, lots of people are now moving toward more radical perspective over international organizations and international community. But still, we have to keep this in mind that in last election, lots of people vote for negotiation, for better relationship with other countries, especially Western countries, and for working through the problems between Iran and the international community. So yes, I believe there is an appetite between lots of people inside Iran for another round of negotiations.
If those negotiations were to take place, they have to, of course, be based on some degree of trust. That's the way that talks and negotiations eventually work out. Do you think the Iranian people would ever get to the point where they would be able to trust the United States in negotiations?
Well, It is hard to say if people and the state, the government, are going to show some kind of trust over international community, the US, other international organizations. But the point is, when it's come to negotiations, there should be some common ground, and both sides have to agree on some kind of trust to each other to start another round of negotiations.
Thank you very much indeed. That's Fateme Karimkhan, Iranian journalist. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Don't miss out. Get the full picture. Subscribe to Al Jazeera for reliable news and expert insights. Like, share, stay ahead.